So I don't know if you're anything like me, but over the past few weeks during this whole lockdown situation, I've actually started taking up running. Now, running is something I've always done as a kid, when you're playing any kind of sport, but I've never actually done it where the only objective is to run. Now, in my head, I've always had the excuse, oh, I'm a sprinter, I'm not good at long distance, and it's nothing but an excuse because everyone can run. It's just purely a mental battle. When you're running, I don't know what it is, but you'd be running, you start off well, you've seen the person walk their dog, you see the person on their swings, even though they should be in lockdown, but I'm not judging. Then suddenly, after going up a slight gradient, your calves start burning. You carry on going, then your heart starts pounding out of your chest and it feels like it's on fire. Then your nose starts running, then your back starts hurting, and you're just like, yo, who does this for fun? You got to carry on and think, oh, no, I can't just stop now. Let me at least go to that tree. You get to that tree, when you're about to stop, you see someone watching you. Can't stop now because they're going to think you're weak. So you got to carry on going. You get, oh, cool. When I get to the next tree, you keep going. The same thing happens again. There's another person there and you just keep going until you get back home. Now, while I'm running, I'm having loads of thoughts in my head. A lot of them being how much I hate this, how far I have to go till I finished, if I can stop, where's a place where if I stop, no one will see me? All these thoughts. After doing this for a couple months, you start to realize all of these voices, all of these thoughts that's going on in your head, they are just voices. And a lot of the times you can actually push past all of them. So when you're saying to yourself, oh, when I get to that tree, because I'm so tired, let me stop and take a rest there. I didn't stop because there was someone else watching. I mean, not that I know the person, not that it matters, but I carried on. So clearly I had the energy, I had the strength, I could do it myself. But thoughts in my head, they're telling me to stop so I can get back to a comfortable zone. But once you push past them, you can actually start to get over this mental barrier that you're having. And that's exactly what I want to talk about today, how you can actually start to overcome the mental battles that you're experiencing. The reason why we struggle to do a lot of difficult tasks more times than not isn't because we can't do them, but it's about how strong our mental toughness is. So mental toughness isn't something that's completely black or white, or there's no strict definition to it. But to me, it's just how we respond when we're in uncomfortable situations or, when there's obstacles in front of us. It's not so much the obstacles that are in front of us, but usually it's the how we respond to them. There's loads of different factors that will kind of determine how we respond, but the two main ones that I've identified through research and just kind of self-reflection is our optimism and our willingness. So our willingness is having the self-determination to stay in an uncomfortable situation without backing down or giving up. And our willingness kind of varies on multiple things, but usually it's about our goals. So if I use running as the example again, it could be you about to set a new personal best on a 5K run. You might get it now under 25 minutes. But if you know in the back of your head, after you look to the timer and see I'm 30 seconds away, you're going to put all that effort in to make sure you beat it. For myself anyway, that's how I am. If you don't have that external goal or you're just running freely, a lot of the times you may not put that extra effort in because you aren't willing enough to reach a goal. Or if we use a business example now, you might currently be in a job that you don't like, but the only reason you're there is so you can afford enough to invest into whatever it is you want to do. So you're willing to put up with the job, you're willing to put up with the hours because you have that goal of, once I get enough money, I'm able to leave. Once I get enough money, I'm able to buy this camera. Once I get enough money, I'm able to go on this holiday, wherever it is. But that willingness is almost dependent on that external goal. Optimism, on the other hand, that's actually you having internal thoughts that are positive. So you having positive thoughts that you can actually complete the task at hand. So if I use something in the gym, Ronnie Coleman, one of the greatest bodybuilders of all time, is very widely known for how he is in the gym. He's saying these things because he needs that optimism, those positive thoughts that are going to get him through the mental battle he's facing. Because a lot of the time when you're pushing weight, it's a physical strain, but it's also a mental strain of how far you can push yourself. Especially in a sport like bodybuilding, you need a very high level of mental toughness. Now that we understand what mental toughness actually is and the two main factors around it, I'm going to share 4 tips that are going to help you strengthen your mental toughness. So the first tip is to set a goal. So as you spoke about with the whole willingness factor, what can push you further is having that goal. You're going to be more inclined to do things once you have a goal set. So if you set a goal before you start your task, you're going to be much more willing to complete that task if you know the end result. So if it is you going on a run, if you set a goal to get back in 20 minutes, when you're looking at your watch while you're on your run, you're going to make sure that you get back by 20 minutes, or that's going to be the motivating factor, even if you don't actually make it before 20 minutes. But when you see you have 30 seconds left, you're going to put that little bit extra effort in. Whereas if you were just to run without a goal, it's going to be a lot harder. You're running almost aimlessly. Number 2 is for you to find a way and not an excuse. Now, what this simply means is for you to not listen to the conflicting thoughts that are going on in your head, because a lot of the times they're trying to make you not hit your goal, and then you'll find some excuse. Like if you're, again, on your run, oh, I was tired, oh, my calves were hurting. Or in the creative aspect, you might be editing a video for a client and it's taking a bit longer than expected. The thoughts in your head are saying, oh, just do this and get it done, put minimal effort and get it done because it's long. But obviously, that's not the best way. That's not how you're gonna get the best result, and that's gonna hold you back. So instead of making the excuse, find a way to get around it. So if it is you being tired on your run, set yourself a goal at the start, from point 1, so I'm not gonna stop when I start hearing these thoughts. Or if it is the creative aspect, put yourself on a higher pedestal so you're not actually going to ever submit work that is average. You're always going to go for stuff that is very, very good or of a high caliber. And that's how you can start to get rid of the excuses and find a way to get the job done. Number 3 is to put yourself in difficult situations. Now, I'm sure you've heard on many occasions people telling you to have a cold shower. People don't tell you that because a cold shower is nice. Every single time I've had a cold shower, it's horrible. But when you're doing it, you're purposely putting yourself in an uncomfortable situation. And that there is strengthening your mental toughness. When you're in the shower, you get in and after about 10, 15, 20 seconds, your body gets used to it. So that challenge at the very beginning of actually starting with the cold shower is difficult. But once you overcome it, you're strengthening your mental toughness to be able to endure harder things just by doing these things, because your body naturally doesn't want to be in that situation. So when you purposely put yourself through these difficult situations, you're enabling yourself to become stronger. So when it comes to a time when you're actually in a real difficult situation, you're not going to struggle to get through it as much because you've had all this practice before. Which leads me on to number 4, which is just simply to practice often. So every situation you get yourself in, where there is something that's a bit uncomfortable, purposely go through it. Just think to yourself, am I going to get through this, or am I going to make an excuse? Have the active thought of, how strong am I mentally? Can I actually get through this? So before we do finish, it is important to remember that your mind is designed to scan for any danger and seek protection. You don't want to be in any uncomfortable situations. So it will be difficult at first, and that's why so many people can't run a marathon, purely because it's a mental challenge more than it is a physical challenge. But you have to decide when you want to let the mind win. So going over these 4 steps is going to help you strengthen your mental toughness. So when it comes to a real situation, you're going to be able to get through it. So this isn't meant to be anything motivational. This is more me just sharing what I've learned recently and how it's helped me. Hopefully it can help you. And if you have got any value from this, I'd really appreciate if you could just drop a like down below. I would ask you to subscribe, but I'll leave that choice up to you. That being said, I'm out. See ya.